Hey guys, it's Adam here, and I know it's a little late, but today I would like to show you guys the second game I've chosen for free game week, which is Heroes and Generals. Now, Heroes and Generals is a free World War II first-person shooter available from Steam. It's an experience somewhat similar to Battlefield, with combat centered around taking location-based objectives on foot, in various land vehicles, and even airplanes. However, it plays pretty differently from Battlefield and manages to define itself pretty well with some twists to the standard Battlefield-type formula. The premise for the game is simple but interesting. You start as a foot soldier among the ranks of the American, German, or Russian armies, and as you progress you will have the option to select a career path to specialize your character. You can become a recon with the ability to spawn light vehicles, a paratrooper with the ability to parachute and spawn a dropship, and of course you can be a tank driver or a fighter pilot, which are pretty self-explanatory. There's also a fifth career option, General, which is the hardest option to unlock, and I will explain more in a moment. Besides being a very dynamic World War II game, which is frankly something we haven't seen for a while, what sets this game apart is the war system it has. Every battle you fight in the game, whether it's an infantry skirmish or a full-on engagement, affects a persistent, ongoing war. Basically, how this works is, the players with the general rank mentioned earlier get to look at a map of World War II Europe and determine what resources they want to spend to take different locations on the map. The goal, of course, is to eventually defeat the opposing nation or nations on the grand strategic scale. So essentially, every time you join a game in Heroes and Generals, you are taking part in a battle that the generals of your nation wanted you to take part in, and every kill you get or command point you hold has an effect on a much grander scale. It's a fascinating concept, one which makes you feel that you're really a part of something bigger and makes you try a bit harder to capture objectives and play for the team. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the basic gameplay formula owes much to Battlefield and similar games. However, the combat ends up feeling a lot more like an Arma game to me. It's a very tactical experience, and every encounter with enemy players definitely gets your heart racing a little bit. The gunplay in the game is nothing too special in and of itself. The sounds are alright, the animations are a bit sloppy, but there are a variety of good period-accurate weapons to choose from. Combined with the awesome map design, each faction offers weapons to fit anyone's playstyle, whether that's picking enemies off from 200 yards with a scoped rifle, or capturing objectives in close quarters with a submachine gun. In this video I play with the German Gewehr, a semi-automatic rifle, which serves as a great mid-range weapon with some viability at close and long ranges. Overall, the game provides a solid infantry experience, and I found that every kill managed to give me a sense of satisfaction which can only be achieved in a game so tactical and heart-pounding like this one. As for vehicles, I don't have too much experience with tanks or planes, but I have been the gunner of a light infantry vehicle, and combined with a good driver you can mow down entire squads of enemy infantry players with the mounted machine gun. Of course, since this is a free game, the last thing which is important to discuss is the unlock and economic system. This one is a little bit more on the grindier side. Unlocking weapons for purchase requires a good bit of playtime, and then of course you have to purchase them on top of that with the in-game currency. The good news is, many of the more basic guns for each weapon category become available relatively early. For example, early on in the German track you have the Gewehr, the semi-automatic rifle, the MP-34, a submachine gun, the Mauser, a pistol, and the MG-34, a heavier style machine gun. These are all more simplistic versions of their more expensive counterparts. However, they are by no means underpowered, and in the right hands can be just as effective as the later variants. So as long as you don't mind playing for a while to unlock the more specialized weapons, the economic system shouldn't take too much away from the game for you. Overall, I definitely recommend Heroes and Generals to anyone who enjoys a very tactical, objective-based first-person shooter, and especially to those who love World War II shooters. It may not be for everyone, but I sure had a pretty great time playing it, and I will continue to play and follow its development in the future. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to subscribe and hit that like button if you did, and stay tuned for another free game week video hopefully coming tomorrow. So, thank you guys so much for watching.